All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Varanasi and Ghazipur in Uttar Pradesh today to launch several development projects. Cabinet approves Gaganyaan Programme worth 10,000 crore rupees to send 3 Indian astronauts to space. Government doubles export incentives for onion farmers from 5 to 10%. Public sector bank approved loans worth over 37,400 crore rupees for MSME sector under 59 minutes loan scheme. And in Melbourne Test, India declared their second innings at 106 for 8, set 399 run target for Australia. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Varanasi and Ghazipur in Uttar Pradesh today to launch several development projects. Mr. Modi will dedicate to the nation the 6th International Rice Research Institute South Asia Regional Centre Campus in Varanasi. It will serve as a hub for rice research and training in South Asia and SAARC region. The first international centre in the eastern India is expected to play a major role in harnessing and sustaining rice production in the region. Prime Minister will also attend the One District, One Product Regional Summit at Deen Dayal Hastkala Sankul in Varanasi. One District, One Product scheme is aimed at enhancing the skills of local people and increasing the reach of the indigenous trades, crafts and products from small towns and districts in the state. These include handicrafts, food processing, engineering goods, carpets, ready-made clothes and leather goods, which not only earn foreign exchange, but also provide employment to the people. Here is a report from our correspondent.
At Ghazipur, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will release a commemorative postal stamp in the name of Maharaja Soheldev. Maharaja had been a respected figure here and said mentor of Rajbhar community. He will also lay foundation stone of a medical college. Prime Minister is likely to announce various developmental projects. Elaborate security arrangements have been put in place for Prime Minister's visit. Security forces have been called from neighboring districts also. MS Yadav, AIR News, Ghazipur.
The Prime Minister will launch several infrastructure projects in Andaman and Nicobar Islands tomorrow. An official release said Mr. Modi will visit Tsunami Memorial at Car Nicobar. He will lay a wreath at the memorial and light a candle at the Wall of Lost Souls. Mr. Modi will inaugurate the ITI at Arang and lay the foundation stone for some infrastructure projects. Union Cabinet has approved the Gaganyaan Programme worth 10,000 crore rupees to send 3 Indian astronauts to space. 2 unmanned flights and 1 manned flight will be undertaken as part of Gaganyaan Programme. Briefing media persons about the Cabinet decisions yesterday, Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad said,
कैबिनेट ने इंडियन ह्यूमन स्पेस फ्लाइट इनिशिएटिव गगनयान प्रोग्राम को अपनी सहमति दी है। ये गगनयान प्रोग्राम है जिसमें हम 3 मेंबर क्रू को 7 दिन तक स्पेस पे भेजेंगे। इसके टोटल फंड की रिक्वायरमेंट होगी 10,000 करोड़। इसरो इसके रिस्पांसिबल होगा। हमारी कोशिश है कि फर्स्ट ह्यूमन स्पेस फ्लाइट डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन इज टू बी कंप्लीटेड विद इन 40 डेज ऑफ द अनाउंसमेंट।
The government also approved setting up of the National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Bill 2018, which seeks to replace the existing regulator Central Council for Indian Medicine with a new body to ensure transparency. The Cabinet has approved amendments to POCSO Act to make punishment more stringent for committing sexual crimes against children. To discourage the trend of child sexual abuse by acting as a deterrent, Sections 4, 5 and 6 are proposed to be amended to provide the option of stringent punishment, including death penalty, for committing an aggravated penetrative sexual assault crime on a child. Home Ministry has brought out a booklet on cyber safety for school children to inform them about different aspects of cyber safety. The booklet, titled A Handbook for Students on Cyber Safety, also deals with the problems of cyber bullying, cyber grooming and email fraud. It advises teenagers against accepting friend requests from unknown people on social media. The booklet explains various kinds of cyber crimes like identity theft, job fraud, email spoofing, and how children can overcome them. The information provided in the handbook is intended to create awareness among citizens, especially students, about various cyber threats and ways to safeguard themselves against cyber crimes. In Jammu and Kashmir, an encounter broke out between security forces and terrorists in Pulwama district early this morning. Security sources said 2 to 3 terrorists are believed to be trapped in Bun Hajin village of the district. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. You can also log on to our website newsonair.nic.in. The government has doubled the export incentives for onion farmers from existing 5% to 10%. In a release, Agriculture Ministry said this will result in better price for onion in domestic markets. Our correspondent has the details.
Exports incentives for onions have been doubled to 10% from what is being currently provided under the Merchandise Exports from India scheme. The export incentive for fresh onions was 0 before July this year. The incentives were introduced during July at the rate of 5%. Now, with the current increase, onions enjoy one of the highest incentives for agro exports. The timely intervention would help the farmers who have recently harvested their produce and who have sowed or recently transplanted their seeds expecting better prices. With Dipendra, Suparna Sekhya, AIR News, Delhi.
Public sector banks have approved more than 1.12 lakh loan applications of MSMEs worth of 37,412 crore rupees under the 59 minutes loan scheme launched by the government last month. GST-registered micro, small and medium enterprises MSMEs can take loan up to 1 crore in just 59 minutes through psbloansin59minutes.com portal. In a written reply to a question in the Lok Sabha, Union Minister of State for Finance, Shiv Pratap Shukla, said that as on 25th of this month, out of over 1.31 lakh applications, the state-owned banks have accorded in-principle approval to 1.12 lakh applicants. He also said that sanctions have been made in respect of 40,669 cases, totaling over 14,000 crore rupees. Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Rajiv Kumar believes that any income support scheme for farmers must be targeted in a manner that it benefits the needy sections of the farming community. In an exclusive interview to All India Radio News, Vice Chairman Niti Aayog said, "It is important that the small and marginal farmers and also the landless farmers must be covered if such an income support scheme is introduced."
Small and marginal farmer, which constitutes the largest segment of our farming community, receives the due attention. Also the tenants, because in many cases, these schemes are linked to land ownership. Tenants which don't have land ownership or land rights, then would they be left out? Yeah. And if not, how would we take care of them? And finally on this is the landless worker. How would he or she be looked after? So these are some of the complex issues. So I am essentially saying that let's examine it thoroughly and then make sure that we have the fiscal space to be able to implement it.
Tune into the FM Gold channel of AIR at 9:30 tonight to listen to the interview in our year-end program series. In Tripura, the ruling BJP swept 66 seats of 67 in civic by-elections with a comfortable margin. All the 4 wards of the 49-member Agartala Municipal Corporation were won by BJP candidates convincingly, with 2 opposition parties, CPM and Congress, lagging far behind in vote share. Tripura State Election Commission announced the results yesterday. In Madhya Pradesh, Chief Minister Kamal Nath has allocated portfolios to the 28 cabinet ministers who were sworn in on Tuesday. The Chief Minister has retained a number of departments, including industrial policy and investment promotion and public relations. Bala Bachchan has been entrusted with the Home and Jail Department, while Tarun Bhanot has been given Finance Ministry. Senior leader Digvijay Singh's son, Jayvardhan Singh, has been given Urban Development. North India continues to remain under the grip of severe cold wave with below normal temperatures. Talking to AIR this morning, Met official Mrityunjay Mohapatra said there is a possibility of slight relief from the severe cold wave in 2 to 3 days.
cold wave to severe cold wave conditions are prevailing over many parts of northwest India and some parts of adjoining areas of central and eastern India. And we are expecting that for next 2 to 3 days, these cold wave conditions will continue over these areas. Thereafter, there may be for temporary release with slight increase in temperature over these regions.
Delhiites woke up to a cold morning and dense fog as the minimum temperature was recorded at 4.2 degrees Celsius at 5:30 this morning. It is 3 notches below the season's average. The maximum temperature is likely to hover around 18.5 degrees Celsius. The temperature in Ladakh region of Jammu and Kashmir dropped several degrees below freezing point. Our correspondent reports that Leh town recorded a minimum temperature of minus 15.1 degrees Celsius.
Cold wave in Ladakh region continue to disrupt the normal life and there seems no sign of relief from the bone-biting cold weather conditions. Chilly wind sweeping the region has further worsened the difficulties of people for outdoor activities. People are avoiding exposure of outside icy temperature and the market has turned deserted look due to less number of shoppers. Yangchan Dolma, Air News, Ladakh.
On the 4th day of the 3rd Test at Melbourne, Australia were 82 for 3 in their second innings against India when reports last came in. Earlier, India set a victory target of 399 runs for Australia after declaring their second innings at 106 for 8 this morning. Mayank Agarwal scored highest 42 runs, while Australian pacer Patrick Cummins picked up 6 wickets for 27 runs. India resumed their innings with 54 for 5 this morning and lost 3 wickets after adding 52 runs. Yesterday, Australia were bowled out for 151 runs in their first innings. Jasprit Bumrah starred with the ball for India with his career best 6 for 33. India declared their first innings at 443 for 7. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Subhadra Ramachandran.
Thank you, Anuja. Most of the dailies have covered the news on the Cabinet approving stringent laws to protect kids below 18 years under POCSO. Death for brutal child rape, writes the Pioneer. The Hindustan Times headlines, POCSO tweaks seek to make the law gender neutral. The top headline on the front page of Mail Today states, Pak link in ISIS ring, NIA headquarters was on target, adding the kingpin of the ISIS-inspired terror module that the National Investigation Agency busted was in touch with his Pakistani handler. Almost all the dailies have covered the government's plan to send 3 Indians to space in its Gaganyaan project, making India the 4th country in the world to send humans to space. Rupees 10,000 crore for manned mission to space, writes the Tribune. 3 Indians for 7-day space flight by 2022, headlines the Asian Age. A day after the Lok Sabha passed the Triple Talaq bill with some contentious penal provisions, the Pioneer writes that Triple Talaq faces acid test in upper house. Another headline in the same paper states, BJP to do away with 75-plus bar, as 2 of its prominent women leaders, Sushma Swaraj, Uma Bharti, have suo motu announced their intention not to contest the election. Defending the imposition of governor's rule in Jammu and Kashmir without waiting for a government formation, the Tribune quotes the Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh, ready for Jammu-Kashmir polls. The statement reports on the political slugfest erupting over the film on Manmohan Singh's tenure as India's PM and the accidental Prime Minister. The Business Standard writes about the Cabinet clearing the list of 7 public sector undertakings on stock exchanges. In some other headline, Hindustan Times writes about Aam Aadmi Party saying, cannot rule out joining Grand Alliance in Lok Sabha polls. And finally, the Ashram station being built below one of Delhi's busiest traffic junctions will be the smallest metro station in Delhi, metro network, and possibly in the world, reports the Times of India. With that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Subhadra. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Varanasi and Ghazipur in Uttar Pradesh today to launch several development projects. Cabinet approves Gaganyaan Programme worth 10,000 crore rupees to send 3 Indian astronauts to space. Government doubles export incentives for onion farmers from 5 to 10%. Public sector banks approve loans worth over 37,400 crore rupees for MSME sector under 59 minutes loan scheme. And in Melbourne Test, India declared their second innings at 106 for 8, set 399 run target for Australia. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.